It's always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus you.
I cannot lose if I do not quit. And so that was under my control.
Whatever experience you're having right now, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. Not to stay, just to pass. It's just going through. The biggest challenge is to know what's happening. This is a part of this thing we call life. This too shall pass. And maintaining perspective, putting it in perspective.
Life is short. It's too short to live depressed. It's too short to live anxious. I want to challenge you tonight to get up. Your future is brighter than your past. I want to say to you, get up. Your ladder is greater than your former. I want to say to every person in this room, get up, because the best is still yet to come.
But if you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, if you want to begin to really enjoy a happy, successful, healthy life, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back.
You ask bro, what do you want? Man, I want to be diamond. Tell me something I don't know. Everybody wants it. But the raw reality of it is, everybody don't get it. And the crazy thing is, if you want it, you can get it. It's not like somebody is stopping you or holding a gun to your head and telling you you can't get it. It's a matter of will. It's a matter of hard work. It's a matter of sacrifice. It's a matter of commitment. And I'm not talking about the commitment that says, yes, I'll show up. Not that commitment. I'm talking about the commitment. I'm going to stay true to what I said I would do.
It's early in the morning right now. Half these motherfuckers so sleepy. We're not, because there's only so much time in the day, and we can't let it pass by.
Why the f did I quit? So what keeps me going? I've quit several things. I know what's on the back end of f***ing quitting. It's a lifetime of thinking about why the f did I do that?
It's not going to be easy when you want to change. It's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out.
It's been rough, it's been crooked, it's been hard, but I've made up in my mind that I will get a reward for the pain that I go through. I will not stop in the middle of the process. I will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. I will take everything that happens in my life and I will allow the pain to push me to greatness.
Basketball isn't easy. All my life I've been striving to make myself better. It's a full-time commitment. To be the best, you have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over and over again. Because giving up is not an option. And when you feel like you've reached your limit, it's only the beginning. That's when it's time to dig deep, to find the courage to push some more. Because if you got the drive, the discipline, and the resolve to do what it takes to make yourself great, then the rewards are endless.
That as you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it, step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now. But you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through.
It's a war of many battles. The battles are fought every single day for betterment, to bring that elite to the surface what we always knew we could be. I mean, isn't it about time you guys become the person you always knew you could be? Listen to the voice from within, the energy inside, knowing you can be more than this. Where there are no limitations, excuses, negative energy. It's just high voltage of positive energy. Many battles, easily won on a daily occurrence. The war will never be won. Because that war is a better life. Back then, everyone laughed at him for being different. Your job ain't done yet. Turn the f*** around, about face, come back here and finish the day.
but yet you're fully committed to sabotaging yourself and your career. Then you're sitting back stressed out and depressed, wondering why. Why ain't things happening? That's the answer. I just gave it to you. It's about as real as it gets. The question is, what are you gonna do next week, 2 weeks from now? You're in your own way. You are the reason your career is not on the next level. Nobody else but you.
So what kinds of things, what kinds of thoughts are you feeding your consciousness? What kind of things are you putting in your mind that will enable you to either move forward or to justify why you're staying where you are?
What I tell people is the way you get to the next level of your life is keep going. Keep going, keep running. Even when you don't even know, even it turns into chaos. You cannot be great if you cannot operate in chaos. That's my life. Because if you can operate in chaos, the world becomes Disneyland. Problems become scratches. I can lose my car. Somebody can blow it up. I'm gonna go have some sushi with my wife and think about the solution, not the problem. Many people focus on the problem and not solutions.
Get up at 4 in the morning one day, just one day, and go for a run. Commit to one day and see how you feel as you're jogging it back in around 5 or something, as your neighbors are still asleep, or as you're jogging it back in at 6 o'clock and your neighbor's just getting up, grabbing the coffee, looking outside, wondering, what the day's gonna hold for them. Well, your day's already provided something for you. You see how that works? Mentally, you'll feel like, wow, man, that was fucking alive. And then you go about your day at work, and your coworkers like, who the fuck? What happened to old Greg, man? This is who's this?
When you don't have a true appreciation and acceptance for who you are, and you allow yourself to be immobilized by fear, what happens in the process is that you begin to abuse yourself. You begin to sabotage your life, you begin to sabotage your dreams, you begin to unconsciously work against yourself. You become your own worst enemy. So what do you do about that? Well, you begin to realize that your dream and your gifts have so much meaning and so much value for you till your hunger for them will begin to push you past the fear. Your hunger to have them will give you a special drive.
There's another kind of instinct that you need to be on the lookout for, and this one is a liar. This one is a saboteur. Well, this one is a backbiter. This is the instinct that says, you've had enough. This is the instinct that says, you've given it your best shot. You can stand down. You can back off. You can take a knee. You can rest now. Do not listen to that instinct. Do not listen. And that is the instinct you need to fight. You need to push back, to smash into the ground. Train that instinct. Your instinct. Train it to say, get up. Go. Fight on.
How happy are you that you paid that price?
I'm LeBron James from Akron, Ohio, from the inner city. I'm not even supposed to be here. That's enough. Every night I walk into the locker room, I see a number 6 with James on the back. I'm blessed. So what everybody say about me off the court don't matter.
6 a.m. right now, early. Not many people here, and why? Because it's early and it's cold. 2 recipes people do not like to deal with. The thing is, when you look back on your life, you don't remember these days. You don't remember how cold it was. You don't remember the little bit of sleep you might have missed, getting out of bed early. What you do remember is coming up 2nd place, 3rd place, not 1st place. And you will become that successful person, where success doesn't define you, you define the motherfucking success. That's what it's all about, guys.
And it is very difficult to change because we are hardwired to spot patterns that seem similar and to repeat them. I do think it's important to say that if you're struggling, if you're frustrated with yourself, if you're at that point where you're so sick of yourself and your excuses, this is a normal part of the human experience. And at some point, the pain is going to get big enough that will ignite something in you that is missing. And what is missing in you right now is hope.
So a very close friend of mine, he said, you know the difference between champions and everyone else? And I was like, what? He said, everyone always looks at them and says, what do champions have that I don't have? And he said, they have it backwards. He said, it's what do champions not have that I have? It's what do they lack? And it's an off button. They just don't stop.
I know you don't want to do it. I hardly ever want to do it. I maybe want to actually do it 5 out of 10 times. But I do
maybe
it.
less, yeah.
But I do it. I just do it. I know what it's like to not want to do it. I get it. Shut up. I just start talking to myself. I go, come on, what are you talking about?
Do it.
Put your fucking shoes on. Yeah. Get a sweat going, and then you're going to feel pumped. Come on, man. You've done this a million times. And then invariably, I'll be in the middle of the workout. I'm sweating. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
And then I get into it. It's like, you got to push past that creepy resistance.
This is everything that we work for all season long. All the sacrifices we made to each other, dog. Every single day, dog. Every single minute. It's gonna pay off. They say hard work pay off, man. So let's make that statement become true.
No one's gonna help you. No one's ever gonna help you guys. You've gotta help yourself. And I hate to say this, you really can't trust anyone but yourself. And if you trust yourself and you bet on yourself, you'll never lose. But if you start to put someone else's efforts in the equation of success for your own individual path, you're gonna be sadly mistaken on what comes from that path. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself. Don't allow anyone else's opinion, voice, actions to dictate what's going on. Because the further and further and further along the path you go, and the closer and closer you get to the end goal, that result, you're gonna see more and more people start acting funny around you.
Think about the time that you said, to your best friend or your group of friends or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you said, what your real dream was. You got all this courage and you got vulnerable and you decided you were gonna tell the truth about what it is you wanted to achieve, and then what happened? You got laughed at. And they said, oh, Andy, dude, come on, man. Like, what are you really gonna do?
And that was it. I just packed it in, quit, and then focused on training. And I knew what was going to happen. I knew I was going to get here. They didn't. There's a lot of stressful years. A lot of tough times. But I proved them wrong. I proved myself right.
You know better. But you're not doing better. That's the part of this whole video that's gonna make you a little uncomfortable. You know better, but you're not doing better. That's some scary shit. But I'm so used to doing wrong and being dysfunctional. I know better, but I don't want to do better. Or I know better,